Hi everyone, it's Saria here. I had totally lost track of time having been running Tender Triggers. I completely didn't even gauge that it was Mother's Day today. And there's no way, with being a mom with kids, that that's not quite the right color. I'm gonna just change the lighting, otherwise I look like I'm one-sided. There's no way on Mother's Day that I'm going to spend all day working and closing cart and speaking to people about the Overcome Emotional Abuse program when it's Mother's Day and I want to be with my kids. So my kids have cooked a roast lunch, and once I finish this call, we're going to go out for a walk, and hopefully there'll be a sunset. It looks a bit too clouded. But I really wanted to speak to all of you who have had woundings from childhood, and woundings just being a mother. It's excruciating. So if you want to share what you're going through so I can address that specifically, you're welcome to share that in the comments, but it's public. So if you don't want to be public, then don't share. But there are all sorts of woundings that people are going through that are triggered on Mother's Day. And I realize it's not Mother's Day everywhere around the world, just in the UK. But I also know that many people are going through wounds, people who have had miscarriages and lost their babies, people who have never had a baby and they really wanted one, people who have become single moms and this is the first year without their kids because it's the dad's weekend, so they're all alone and unloved. For people who have got older kids who are teenagers and the teenagers are not interested in Mother's Day because they don't care because they know it all and the mother knows nothing. And then, of course, there are people who've had moms who were abusive or toxic or had addiction issues, alcoholism, and they never felt like they mattered. And so, Mother's Day, they, a lot of people, when I shared, what are you going through on Mother's Day? And people said, you know, it triggers them from their past of that they had mothers who were abusive, cruel, critical, cold, unloving, and they have to live with the impact of that, where they feel invisible, like they don't matter, like they're unlovable. And yet, on the other side, they've created homes of love with kids they care for and who care for them. And then other people who have not managed that, and the home is disconnected and they're really struggling. For all of you who have mother wounds, this is excruciating. And I just wanted to bring some love to whatever the wound is for you. So I want you to take a breath and I want you to tune in to the mother wound in you and see where in your body it is. Where does it exist for you, this wound? So if you just take a breath with me. And then this time I want you to just scan your body and see where is the wounding in your body from your mother wound. For me, there's like this heaviness on my chest. And as I tune into it, I can feel that I get a bit teary. I wonder where it is for you. And we're not going to go deep into what the triggers are because that would be overwhelming. So I just want you to bring to the surface a little bit of what you're feeling and then some love. So you might have a headache, or like it just makes you feel dizzy of the pain of how can a mother do this to you, or what was wrong. Like somebody was sharing with me who has a disabled child of what's wrong with my body that I didn't have a child who's healthy and well. Why am I bad? So, for each of us who has a different mother wound, I want you to tune into where this mother wound is inside of you and then bring some empathy to it. Like I said to that mother, you did nothing wrong. It's not your fault. And so I want you to say that to you now, to this place that is hurting. It's not your fault. And then empathize with it. So if your mother wound comes from having a miscarriage or not having children, or coming from abuse and feeling really hurt, or struggling with your own kids now and just feeling a sense of shame or self hate or frustration with yourself, let's welcome those feelings and bring kindness and care to them. So I want you to mother you now with the kindness and care that you've always wished for. And maybe you can imagine now a mother who was just like, have you read a book or seen a film that had a lovely mother? Or you as like your ideal self. Like, there are moments that I see myself as the perfect mom where I'm just holding my kids and listening and empathizing. And I want you to imagine you doing that to you, where if you can't imagine it yourself, then imagine it with you receiving it from this imaginary character. And I want you to hold on to that and hear this imaginary mother giving you the mothering that you need, saying to you, it makes sense that you're hurting. It makes sense that you're upset. It makes sense that you're angry and frustrated. This is not how you wanted things to be. This is not what you deserved. And it's not your fault. And I want you to just share words that are soothing and kind, and saying to yourself, you can get the support. You can shift out of this. So if it's something that you know now that you're ashamed of, that you're not being the mom that you want, you can say to yourself, you weren't taught these skills and you can learn these skills. And if it's pain from the past, you can say, it makes sense that you are hurting because of what happened. And you can heal. It just takes skills and care and goodness. And if you're hurting from, not having the kids, not, having a miscarriage or never falling pregnant, of honoring that part and saying it makes sense that you're hurting because you so badly wanted that child. It makes sense. So instead of pushing those feelings away today, can we welcome all of them? Can we welcome these parts of ourselves that are hurting and meet them with love and empathy? And if you struggle to do it yourself, can you bring in a fictional mom? Sometimes I imagine even an elephant or a lioness loving me and caring for me, because when I don't feel like I've got the capacity to do it myself, because I just feel so empty in me. And at other times I can do it for myself with love and care, but sometimes when I'm empty, I just don't have the capacity. And then I can use other parts of me. And I want you to pause today to see how you are a mother, whether you have no kids or whether you have lots of kids. I want you to see how you mother other people, animals, and yourself, and see what other mothering that you need so that you feel loved today. The challenge with so many of us who've had emotional abuse is that we feel like we don't deserve love. So if that's you, I want you to empathize with this part of you that feels, I don't deserve love. I don't matter. And I want you to tune into that part and say, you do matter. And I want to learn how to do that. And if you're struggling with that, or feel as I'm talking deep anger or resentment or anxiety, and you're triggered with PTSD because there are flashbacks and memories coming up, then know that tomorrow is the last day for my Overcome Emotional Abuse program, because we start on Tuesday. And the link is there. Come and join us, because you'll find strategies, tools, and understanding to be able to have a breakthrough in how you treat you, because you so deserve to be loved and cherished and cared for. You can just go to restoring.love/spring, and it will take you there. I want you to bring a level of love and kindness to you today, empathy and goodness, and see yourself with eyes of kindness. So there are two things that we've shared today. One is bringing empathy to the parts of us that are hurting. And then secondly, recognizing and celebrating the parts of us where we are mothering well, where we've broke the patterns, where we are creating goodness. And if you haven't broken the patterns, come and join us in the Overcome Emotional Abuse program so that you don't repeat the past, because you deserve a future filled with love. And so do your beautiful loved ones deserve that too. So I hope that this has helped. I'm trying to keep all my videos down to 10 minutes so that people can watch them easily. I hope this has helped for all of you who feel like you're not loved today and you want to be loved, so that you have a little dose of love and care and goodness in your day. I'm sending you so much care to the little inner wounded child, the wounded mom, and know that you can heal these parts gently, kindly, with empathy and with skills. And come and join us if you'd like support on that journey, because you so deserve love and kindness and goodness. And I'm sorry for what happened to you in the past. And there is a possibility of healing. It doesn't always need to be this way. It can shift. I've seen it for me. I've seen me going from PTSD, from what happened with my mother, to creating a loving connection with my family, with my two kids. And we're going to go live in about 3 hours, just over 3 hours, my kids and I. And we're going to share about our healing journey, but only in Home for Restoring Love and the Tame the Triggers group, because they don't want to be sharing publicly. So we're going to go live in the private group. So come along and join us if you'd like to hear it then. So 8:30 UK time, you can just look up time zones, 8:30 UK in my time. If you Google that, you'll find the time in your time. It's just shifted in the US, so it's a bit different. So check out what time it is for you. All right, I'm sending you love. Bye. Come and join us if you'd like to overcome the emotional abuse you went through. The link's there. See you.